Hi, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to do the intermediate literacy activity. So it's from our intermediate packet for May 6th. And I'm really excited because we're going to get to find out what happens in the story that we did a picture walk for yesterday. And then we're going to do a crossword puzzle together. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not exactly a big crossword puzzle fan, but this one looked fun, and I'm glad I get to do it with you. Okay, so you need your book, which is pages 1 through 9, and then you'll also need page 10, which is the crossword puzzle. Okay, are you ready to get started? Let's go to the book. All right, so the title of our book for this activity is Down on Budget Farm. So remember our prediction that the setting was a farm? That was correct. And that was a pretty good prediction because we see farm animals. Farm animals are animals that live on a farm. Our main characters are these animals and the farmer. This book is written by Amy Sherry and illustrated by Katie Zolwinski. So we know that written by, when it says by, we know that's the author. That's who wrote the words. That's who developed the story for us to enjoy. And then illustrated by, that's who drew the pictures. Okay? Let's figure out what happens down on Budget Farm. The animals work hard on Budget Farm all week. They help Farmer Dave, that's the farmer, on the farm. He pays them every week for their work. Each animal has a budget. We talked yesterday about what a budget was. The budget helps them to use their money. The budget shows the money they earn, spend, and save. Today is their favorite day. It's payday! I still love the pig's eyes. Look how excited he is. Farmer Dave gives Percy Pig his paycheck. Percy Pig wants to buy a big bucket of mud. He looks at his budget. He does not have enough money this week. He wants to save money. He says, I will put my money in my piggy bank. That's pretty funny. So Percy Pig is going to save his money so that he can buy it later, so that he will have enough money. Farmer Dave gives Carrie Cow her paycheck. Carrie Cow wants to buy new bows for her hair. She looks at her budget. She has enough money this week. She wants to spend her money. Carrie Cow says, I will spend my moolah on bows. Get that? Moolah. That's pretty funny. Farmer Dave gives Henry Horse his paycheck. Henry Horse wants to buy a new saddle. He looks at his budget. He does not have enough money this week. He wants to earn more money. Henry Horse says, I will give rides to our neighbors. So he's going to work even harder to get more money. He's going to work additionally or more to get more money. Farmer Dave gives Shayna Sheep her paycheck. Shayna Sheep wants to donate her money. Donate means give. She looks at her budget. She says, let's see, she has enough money this week. She wants to give her money to help others. Shayna Sheep says, I will give my money back to the farm. She's very generous. So we were right when we were making that prediction yesterday. It did look like she was giving her money to the farm because that's what's in her think bubble. The animals like to work on the farm. They like to earn money. They have budgets to help them use their money. They can't wait for their next payday. The end. Okay, we're going to switch over to let's look through, actually first let's look at this. You don't have this sheet. I didn't think about giving this to you, but let's look at some of the vocabulary words. We have the verbs, which were work and help, pay and earn, spend and save, give and donate. Then our descriptive words were hard. They worked hard. There's all, every, and enough. And then our nouns were animal, week, which nouns are a person, place, or thing. Farmer Dave, the farm, a budget, money, Percy Pig, paycheck, mud, because Percy Pig loves mud, the piggy bank, Carrie cow, bow, Henry horse, saddle, neighbor, and Shayna sheep. Okay, now let's look at our crossword puzzle. Let's go to that activity. Okay. You'll just have to bear with me for a minute till I find it. I think we have this one. Oops, nope, I went the wrong way. I believe we have this one in your worksheet. Okay, so you are going to have to write the letters to put into the boxes, all right? And here is your word bank. And you can refer back to the story if you need to recall the answers to the questions. So when you're doing a crossword puzzle, there's two directions. There's across, and we see the arrow going this way. So that's going to be these. There's only two that go across. Okay? And there's always a certain number of letters. And each box is for one letter. And then the other direction is down. And those are the words that go this direction. Okay, so, and these little gray spots are blanks. So that's, you can see some of our words have, some of our from our word bank, there are two words. And so that would be, there would be that space in between. It's like your finger space when you're writing words. So you just look at the number and then it tells you what direction. So 5 across, 5 across versus 1 down. Here is 1 down. So the answer to this question has to fit in these boxes. Okay, so let's work through these together. Do you want to start with number 1, which is a down? The question is, how will Henry Horse make money? In the story, how was Henry Horse going to make more money? Do you remember? Now, all of our answers are going to be one of these words. So we know we have to pick from one of these words. Was he going to donate, give rides, payday, carry cow, Percy pig, farmer Dave? What makes sense? How will Henry Horse make money? You're correct. Rides. He was going to give rides to the neighbors. So in each space, you have to write a letter. So the first letter is R. The next one is I, D, E, S. Now, the cool thing about crossword puzzles is we know that when you look at 5 across, that it's going to end with the letter E, because we know this one's correct. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2, which is a down. It says, what is the animal's favorite day? What in the story was the animal's favorite day? Was it Christmas? Was it St. Patrick's Day? Oh, you're right. It was payday. And that's one of our words. Now, what you can do, what I suggest is cross off the word on your word bank when you've used it. That way you know that word is gone and it's no longer a choice. You won't be looking at that one as a word you can use again, because you're only going to use each word one time. So payday, we know that number 2 is going to be payday. So we go to the top and we put in the first box a P. And we look at the next letter is A. And the next letter is, looking at that, Y. And you're just writing these, D. You're having to write really little. I know that's tricky and hard. Payday. Great job. So you can cross payday off. Now we know that 5 across has A as the second letter and E as the last letter. Okay, so let's go to number 3 down. It says, who puts money in a piggy bank? Which of the animals saved their money in a piggy bank? There's a clue. You can always look here at this clue. Is the piggy bank? Yes, Percy pig. And you see this space? That's how we know it was a person, because those are the only ones that have the space in between. So we're going to go to this space right here, because obviously that wouldn't work. So we're going to go to 3 down. It's going to be P, E, R, C, Y. What's next? P, I, G. Perfect. Percy Pig. What was Percy Pig saving his money for? That bucket of mud. Now we know that 3 down was Percy Pig. 5 across has A as the second letter, E as the fifth letter, and E as the last letter. Okay, let's look at 4 down. You can cross off Percy Pig because you've already used that one. 4 down. Who spends money on hair bows? Who in our story spent money on hair bows? Was that Farmer Dave? Was Farmer Dave going to put bows in his hair? No. Well, the only other character in the story that's left in the word bank was Carrie Cow. So it has to be her. So we're going to look at that first letter as a C. We're going to go up here and type C, A, R, R, I, E. That didn't ding, but it's right. We can see it's spelled correctly. Cow, C, O, W. All right. I think it's because I kind of pushed 2 keys at the same time. Okay, so you can see how this starts filling in the other letters in your across. That's why it's really important to get them correct, because then it helps you get your across ones right. Okay, so let's go to a 5 across. Who gives paychecks to the animals? Who was that in the story that gave the animals their paychecks? That's correct. Farmer Dave. Now, we've already put in several of the letters, so we just have to fill in the rest of the blanks. F. Now, we already know that the A is there, so we can go to R. We can go M. The E is there, so let's do an R. A D. And a V. Farmer Dave. Cross him off. And the last one. What does Shayna Sheep do with her money? There's only one answer left if you've been crossing off. Donate. So we go to 6 across and we put a D in the first box, an N, an A, a T, and an E. Now, one thing that you can do, especially if you've written with pencil, is the first letter of the names, Carrie, Percy, Farmer, Cow, Pig, Dave, you'll notice they are capitalized. It's not absolutely necessary because the question is answered correctly whether or not you capitalize it, but you could capitalize them to be absolutely correct in your writing. So if you want to erase them and make that a capital, I know it's kind of hard when you're writing in these small boxes to differentiate between the capital and the lowercase letter. So I did want to model that for you though on the screen. So you would recognize that names are proper nouns and they should always be capitalized in our writing. Okay, great job everyone. That was a fun crossword puzzle. Maybe that's an activity I can create for us to do together sometime during a Google Meet. All right. Well, I'm glad you stuck with me. That was a long activity. I'll see you later.